In a stark departure from his usual confrontational style, former President Donald Trump has adopted an uncharacteristic demeanor of silence and stillness during his hush money trial. Known for his boisterous personality and frequent outbursts, Trump's apparent calmness, which often gives the impression of him sleeping, has left many observers puzzled. This drastic shift in behavior is part of a calculated strategy to avoid alienating the jury and potentially jeopardizing his case. With accusations and damning testimonies painting him in an unflattering light, Trump's unresponsive stance raises questions about its impact on the jury's perception and the trial's outcome. As the trial moves towards closing arguments, the tension surrounding Trump's fate intensifies. His unorthodox courtroom behavior, juxtaposed with the severe allegations he faces, underscores the high stakes of this unprecedented trial. Will Trump's silent strategy prove to be a masterstroke or a miscalculation that backfires in the eyes of the jury? Welcome to Global Economic Drops, where we bring you simple summaries of important daily and weekly economic news from around the world. Our mission is to simplify the economy and help you navigate the treacherous waters facing investors today. So, before we get into today's videos, hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications by clicking the bell icon. And if you find our news briefs valuable, don't forget to hit the like button. Leave a comment down below telling us just what you think is going on with the state of the world, and share this video with a friend or two so that you can all stay updated together. Thanks for watching, and now let's dive into it. Trump's silent courtroom strategy in the hush money trial. Former President Donald Trump, renowned for his fiery rhetoric and combative public persona, has taken a surprising approach in his hush money trial at Manhattan Criminal Court. During the proceedings, which have been filled with accusations and inflammatory testimonies, Trump has maintained an almost meditative stillness, often leaning back in his chair with his eyes closed. This seemingly passive behavior is a stark contrast to the pugnacious image he has cultivated over decades. The shift in Trump's courtroom conduct. Trump's subdued demeanor appears to be a calculated response to the legal counsel he has received. His attorneys have cautioned him that the aggressive behavior he displayed in past trials, such as engaging in heated exchanges with judges and abruptly leaving the courtroom, could alienate the jury in this high-stakes criminal trial. As a result, Trump has adopted a strategy of silence and stillness, even at the risk of appearing disengaged. Throughout the trial, which has seen his former fixer and chief prosecution witness label him a boorish cartoon misogynist and a Cheeto-dusted villain, Trump has remained nearly motionless. The testimonies have also included graphic details from a porn actor about their alleged affair and descriptions of an illegal scheme to conceal hush money payments intended to salvage his 2016 campaign. Despite these explosive revelations, Trump has refrained from reacting visibly, maintaining his silent stance. The strategic silence. Sources close to Trump, speaking on the condition of anonymity, indicate that this behavior is intentional. Trump's legal team has emphasized the importance of maintaining composure to avoid any actions that could be perceived negatively by the jury. Given the serious consequences he faces, including the possibility of imprisonment, Trump has concluded that his usual combative tactics are not in his best interest. Outside the courtroom, however, Trump has not remained silent. He has utilized opportunities to speak to the media, circumventing a gag order that prevents him from criticizing witnesses directly. His campaign has mobilized a cadre of supporters, including potential vice presidential picks and the House Speaker, to voice attacks on his behalf. This dual approach allows Trump to maintain a public presence and assert his narrative without directly violating court-imposed restrictions. The risks of appearing disengaged. Despite the strategic rationale behind Trump's courtroom behavior, some legal experts express concerns about the potential drawbacks. Former prosecutors and attorneys following the case suggest that while disruptive behavior could indeed harm his standing with the jury, appearing too disengaged carries its own risks. Randall D. Alienating, a former assistant U.S. attorney specializing in white-collar crime, notes that jurors might perceive Trump's apparent disinterest as disrespectful, particularly if they think he is sleeping during testimonies. Alienating underscores the delicate balance Trump must strike, appearing attentive and respectful without falling asleep. If jurors believe Trump is not taking the proceedings seriously, it could negatively influence their perception of him. Conversely, If his demeanor is interpreted as a form of silent protest or meditation, it might not be as damaging. However, Eliason warns that outright sleeping would likely be seen as contemptuous and disrespectful. Defending against misconception. Trump has consistently denied claims that he is sleeping during the trial, insisting on social media that he merely closes his eyes to listen more intently. In an interview with Telemundo Miami, he reiterated this point, asserting that he hears everything perfectly and would notify people if he were actually asleep. Despite these assertions, the perception of disengagement persists among some observers. Stephen A. Salzberg, a professor at the George Washington University Law School, remarks that while he has seen lawyers fall asleep in court, it is highly unusual for defendants whose lives are at stake to do so. Salzberg posits that Trump's behavior might be an act to show disdain for the proceedings, but he cautions that this could be counterproductive, as it might convey a lack of respect for the judicial process to the jury. Moments of engagement. Trump has not been entirely passive throughout the trial. During jury selection, he was notably alert and engaged, at one point being reprimanded by the judge for his reactions to a juror's answers. Judge Juan Merchan admonished Trump's legal team, warning that audible utterances and visible gestures would not be tolerated as they could intimidate jurors. Trump's reactions have occasionally drawn the judge's attention, particularly during the testimony of Stormy Daniels, the porn actor who detailed their alleged affair. Trump's visible agitation prompted the judge to caution his lawyers about the potential for witness and jury intimidation. Nonetheless, as the trial progressed, Trump mostly reverted to his still and seemingly disinterested posture, especially during the testimony of his former attorney Michael Cohen. Comparing past and present behavior. The contrast between Trump's current courtroom conduct and his behavior in previous trials is stark. In earlier civil trials, Trump did not hesitate to express his disdain openly. During his business fraud civil trial, he stormed out of the courtroom, verbally attacked a court clerk, and criticized the judge. Similarly, in his defamation case with E. Jean Carroll, Trump muttered during her testimony, suggested he wanted to be removed from the courtroom, and ultimately walked out during her closing argument. These actions likely influenced the jury's decision to award Carroll $83.3 million in damages, as they may have sought to send a clear message to Trump. Jury perception and the trial's outcome. Jeffrey S. Jacobowitz, a trial attorney with extensive experience in white-collar criminal defense, emphasizes that Trump's demeanor is something the jury will undoubtedly notice. The perception that Trump is sleeping or disengaged could have a negative impact on the jury's opinion of him. Jacobowitz suggests that an engaged and respectful demeanor might have been more beneficial, even if it meant showing some of the anger and defiance for which Trump is known. As the trial nears its conclusion with closing arguments scheduled, the jury will soon deliberate on whether to convict Trump, making him the first former president and major party nominee to be convicted of felony charges. Trump's silent strategy, juxtaposed with the severe allegations and testimonies against him, underscores the high stakes of this case. His fate now rests in the hands of the jury, who must weigh the evidence in his courtroom conduct. The broader implication. Trump's hush money trial is more than just a legal battle. It is a significant moment in American history, with potential implications for the political landscape. The outcome could influence Trump's future political ambitions and the broader public's perception of justice and accountability for high-profile figures. As the jury deliberates, the nation watches closely, pondering the consequences of this unprecedented trial. Will Trump's silent strategy in the courtroom ultimately protect him from conviction, or will it be perceived as a sign of disrespect that seals his fate? The answer lies in the jury's hands, as they grapple with the evidence and the unprecedented nature of this trial. What do you think of Trump's courtroom strategy? Do you believe it will help or hinder his defense? Share your thoughts on this pivotal moment in American legal and political history. Share your thoughts in the comment section below, and remember to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on global economic news. See you on the next video, and please like and share if you enjoy our content.